Do you know or have any old vintage Lego items? Well, there are some very old Lego sets, like really old. There's also lots of minifigures as well that are old. And so in this video we are going to be talking about multiple different old vintage Lego sets. And I'm guessing you probably don't know lots of them. Let's go! Up first we have the wooden duck. Now if you haven't heard of this duck, it is actually made by Lego. Now I'm guessing lots of you probably have heard or have seen something about this. And the reason you know this is probably because you know this is the oldest Lego product ever made. Crazy! Yeah, I know. Lego actually didn't start making the Lego bricks we all know today. This duck was made in 1932 and is known to possibly be the first thing Lego has ever made. As you can tell, this duck is made out of wood and has wheels so you can push it around the floor. This duck was well painted and crafted very nicely. This duck is now displayed in Denmark. It'd be cool to check it out someday. Have you ever wondered what the oldest set is? People normally don't talk about the oldest set or the oldest minifigure, and you may be wondering what the oldest set is. If you didn't know what the oldest set is, you probably wouldn't be able to guess it. It's a garage. Yeah, I know, kind of weird. I probably personally would have thought the first set would be a simple house. But no, I guess it has to be a garage. This set released in 1956 and is some reason called the garage with automatic door. I don't know why they would call it that. This garage is simple but looks pretty well made. I mean, I don't think it would be the least detailed set ever, and it even has windows. I don't think I would have expected that for the first set. And it even has a door that opens and closes, so that's pretty cool. A thing that definitely stuck out to me is that it has a sticker. I would have never expected the first set to have a sticker. I wonder if a real Lego car could actually fit in it today, but it looks a little small. I wonder if the cars in the picture are the real Lego cars. Have you ever wondered what the oldest Lego minifigure was? Maybe you even own this because it doesn't look too rare according to the many pictures I see. This minifigure, as you can tell, looks way different than the ones we have today. Though Lego didn't stick with this type of minifigure for long, this minifigure is different because, of course, as you can tell, it doesn't have movable arms and movable legs, and there isn't even any face printing. All it is basically just a bunch of colors put together. This minifigure, aka the first minifigure, was made in 1978 and is meant to be a police officer for the set in the background. The set kind of looks interesting to buy and would be cool for a collection. Lego also made a pretty cool old heliport. Though it's called a heliport, it also looks like a police station, just with a helipad on the top with a helicopter on it. It comes with a police car and a lookout station and the building, and a very uniquely looking sidewalk on the left. This next set is a vintage airport. It doesn't actually look too different than the airports Lego would make today. It actually looks pretty cool. I would probably want to buy it. I'm actually pretty surprised on how cool it looks for being so old. Me and some people probably would think of old Lego sets being not as cool as the ones today. Even though some are not as cool, this airport does look very fun and well detailed. Lego actually made this vintage fire station, and it actually looks really interesting. I like that there's a base plate that's just for this set. That fire truck looks really high above the ground, if that even is a fire truck. But overall, that building looks really cool. There's also this vintage police station that looks pretty decent as well. It also has those same minifigures I was talking about before. I think this would also be a pretty cool set from back then. Then there's also a vintage gas station which has really good detail, but I think it's a newer set. This is really cool. Then we have a very big, fancy train station. The building looks very well made, and I like how large it is. And the deck in the front looks very cool with all the items on top of it. The next one is a vintage railway station, which is basically like the train station, so I don't know why they named it differently. It looks pretty detailed, but the building isn't that great. But it does have a railway, which is pretty cool. Next we have a cargo station that does look pretty interesting. At first I thought it was a loading dock for a cargo ship, but it's actually a train. It looks like the thing that carries the load can move to the train, which is pretty cool. Up next we have a Coast Guard station. I haven't really heard of a Coast Guard station before, but I guess Lego made it. Looks like there's a lot of aerial vehicles in this set, and it looks kind of decent. It's not as good as some of the other ones, but still a really good set. Lego actually made a vintage hospital. Now this one actually looks probably one of the best. I mean, the driveway looks really nice and the buildings are really good and same as the outside. The minifigures are well detailed and the clothes aren't just copies of each other. Well done for Lego on this. Lego made a lot of vintage castles, like a lot. And this castle looks pretty good, although it's very empty on the inside of the castle. I mean, the walls are good and there are an exceptional amount of minifigures, but it probably isn't the best. This next castle looks kind of decent. I mean, the colors aren't yellow like the other one. The colors are actually realistic. But again, this one's also empty on the inside. But there are a lot of minifigures, but I don't think it will be the best set. This set's really good. This would have to be my favorite vintage castle set. The ground's raised and it even has its own mold. The walls look very detailed and in the right color. It also comes with a great selection of minifigures. And here's also a few more pictures of other vintage castles from the beginning of Lego. But last but not least, this is probably one of my other favorite vintage castle sets. It comes with so many horses and many figures with a detailed wall, but it looks like it's empty in the middle. And this was my list of some of the oldest sets from late 1900s. Lots of these sets are worth way more than they were back then. I'll make lots of more videos on interesting stuff about Lego in the future. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this, you might want to subscribe so you won't miss out on new cool videos.